Mars Chung. Simple conversations. Simple conversations. Mars Chung.
I was in downtown San Diego in 2006, where my friend, Greg Scandon, had convinced me to once again help out at a local homeless shelter. Unfortunately, the last time I was there, people flung food at us, spat at us, and made creative use of a lot of four-letter words. That distasteful experience really stuck with me, and I asked Greg, why would we go back? These people don't want our help. Hey, don't judge people based on a first-time experience. Try to get to know them. You can start by having a conversation. Now, hearing that from a police officer who experienced more than his fair share of harassment really struck a chord with me. I thought back to when I first met Greg during my junior year of college. A half dozen of my friends and I had all piled into one car. We started to drive over to a party when all of a sudden we saw those flashing blue lights, which meant a quick stop to the curb. We sat ramrod straight as Officer Scandon approached. You kids can either turn this car around, or some of you can come right with me, and we'll get you party animals to wherever it is you're going safely. We could not believe what we just heard. 3 of my friends took him up on that invite. When we arrived, all of my friends jumped out of the car, they high-fived Greg, and they ran on in. But I was still shocked at the unexpected display of generosity. And I said to Greg, "You're really not at all what people say most cops are like." And he laughs it off, saying, "Little brother, you do not know enough cops. Come join me and my buddies for coffee sometime." Well, that was an offer I took them up on once, twice, many times over. Greg and his fellow officers were always willing to share a cup of coffee, stories about their time on the police force, and life advice that a certain 21-year-old kid, me, really needed. And I learned so much from them. Well, one day as we were enjoying our coffee, we were interrupted by my college friend, Annie. She burst into the restaurant, stomped up to our table, and growled, "What are you doing around a bunch of bullies and tormentors, Mars? I thought you had better taste in friends." I stood up, ready to respond. But fortunately, Greg beat me to the punch. "What do you mean by that?" "Cops are bullies who love to lord their authority over people like me. You care about no one." "That is most definitely not true of the men and women I work with. Can you tell me why you think this is the case?" And she erupted into a stream of accusations and curses. Annie railed on and on about people she knew who had been unfairly treated and about how unsafe she felt. She really cut loose with all of her anger, all of her frustration, until the tears came. And when she finished, red-faced, teary-eyed, Greg calmly responded, "I am truly sorry for the way you have been treated. But I ask you, please don't judge me or any of us for the actions of a few. This is my card. It has my personal phone number on here. Call me, join us for coffee, and then make your decision. Let's have a conversation." Over the next 2 years, many conversations happened between those two and others. And the result was real change. At Annie's graduation, she insisted that Greg and the other officers attend. And when they arrived, she greeted each of them with a warm hug, calling out to her parents, "Mom, Dad, I'd like to introduce you to Officer Skandon and his crew. These are people who care." I was so encouraged by Greg's example that day at the shelter, I decided to try conversations. I spoke to many of the homeless, and I tried to listen and to feel their stories. There was a young mother taking a chance on a new job, an old engineer who had been abandoned by his son, and many others. All of those conversations helped put a very human face on the individuals within that group. If you care enough about someone who seems to be very different from you, to invite them to share in a conversation, and if you truly listen and learn from their perspectives, you can change 2 lives at once. There are many ways to change our world for the better. But we can all start by having simple conversations. Mr. Toastmaster.